Good. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I want to say, I saw it was a rough cut of the movie, but it is easily the best Spider-Man movie and a great movie.
Thank you.
We were all knocked out by it.
Thank you so much.
Have you guys seen the movie yet?
I have. I saw it about a month ago.
You did? And what'd you think?
You know when you revise for an exam and you feel like you crushed it, but the longer you wait for the results, the more you think you kind of...
He's British, by the way.
Ruined it.
Means a test or a...
A test or something.
Thank God you brought your translator.
Exactly, yeah. Thanks, boss. But yeah, so walking into the screening, I was like, this is going to be awful, I'm going to hate it, and leaving, I was over the moon.
You were? Great. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
So you're not overly critical of yourself and your performance and all that stuff?
I loved it.
Robert, you have not seen it yet?
I have personally yet to see it. When can I...
You will see it when I'm ready for you to see it. Just take a minute.
The new blood, get used to it.
Robert, how much are you involved in casting Tom in this movie? I would assume that there's some kind of... that you play some kind of role in that.
Yeah, well, when we were doing Civil War was when, right at the beginning of that, they were casting, and so they brought in all the finalists for the exam.
Yes.
And and Tom Nettle. I mean, what I had to do, they're like, he's great, isn't he? I was like, yeah, he is.
And that was it?
3 words.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they say he's great, isn't he, about any of the other guys that they brought in?
Everybody was good, and then there was just this other element of, like, you saw it, and I was there.
Yeah. It feels like the Spider-Man that I read about in the comic books when I was, like, 8 years old. That's the Spider-Man that you play in this movie.
Homecoming, coming home to the OG.
I never went to Homecoming, so that I didn't really relate to. I was at home crying during Homecoming.
What do you call Homecoming over across the pond?
Yeah.
We call it prom.
You call it prom.
And
what do you call prom?
That was the whole thing. We got halfway through shooting the movie. I was like, by the way, what's a homecoming?
Really?
Yeah, we don't do that. Our proms are very different, though.
In what way?
Well, they serve booze at the prom.
They do?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're 18.
We had to drink ours in the parking lot before we get in.
Exactly. That was half the fun.
Yeah, my prom was a disaster.
I bet it was. You got a bunch of 18-year-olds drunk and throwing up on each other. Yeah. Did you know about, like, what American schools are like? Because you have to play Peter Parker, who is a student, a high school student.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most daunting part of taking on this character. So as a joke, I suggested to Marvel that I should go to a high school undercover.
Right.
And it was completely a joke, and Marvel took it completely seriously. I guess they didn't get my British sarcasm.
Yeah, they do that.
And, yeah, so the next thing I know, I was, like, had a backpack with a pencil case on my way to Bronx School of Science.
Oh, boy.
Did they let you go to actual class?
Yes, yeah, I went to school with a fake name and a fake accent.
Did you have a fake mother drop you off at the...
Yeah, no, they brought Marissa Tomei in just for that weekend. But yeah, and Bronx School of Science is a school for genius
kids, right.
And I am no genius.
You're not?
No, even the teachers didn't know that I was not a real student, so they would bring me up to the front of the class and be like, what do you think, new kid? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So it was
You're
very
like the worst
embarrassing.
narc there is. Like, you're like...